What does he want at this hour?
Mr. Stevenson, do you know why we were asked to meet here at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know. I just came from a cocktail party.
Here he comes now.
Here comes the president.
Well, now, you are probably wondering why I asked you to meet me here in the middle of the night. Is everybody here, by the way? Let me check now. Dean? Not you, the other one. Now, gentlemen, here is the problem. Why wasn't I asked to make an album? I do as good a Kennedy as any of my imitators. Now, if you don't believe me, listen to this. We are going to move forward with vigor. You can't tell me that doesn't sound like me. Remarkable, Mr. President. Close. Very close. Thank you very much, Mr. Stevenson. And here's more. We are going to move forward and build new frontiers. Never mind the applause, Lyndon. Just get me a recording contract.
Is that you, Mr. President?
Now, cut that out. You know it is, Jackie.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Isn't it a little late to be coming home?
I just came from a very important cabinet meeting. Did you see me on television last night?
No, I missed it.
How come you never watch my shows? I always watch yours.
I was listening to that album about us.
Oh, well, that's what I am disturbed about.
I don't see why. It's all in good fun.
Believe me, it is not that I am against people imitating me. It is just that he's misusing the language. He has me saying Cuba instead of Cuba. Now everybody knows that there is a vast difference between Cuba and Cuba. Furthermore, I've just been informed by the Department of Health, Welfare, and Education that in certain schools in this country, the children are spelling Cuba C-U-B-E-R. Now, you know that's not right.
I see what you mean, Jack, and I'm behind you 100%. You've got the right idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
My fellow citizens, the reason I asked to appear on television this evening is because our country is facing a most serious national crisis. We as Americans must unite as never before. We must become one voice with one single objective. Get born leader. The man who has made the comedy album about me and my family. Now, I am particularly disturbed because this album refers to my cabinet, my wife, my children.
Our children.
I am sorry, Jackie. Our children. These imitations have to stop. So far, a survey shows that there are over 972 people earning a living doing an impression of me, 26 of which are in my own family. I have taken the following step. I have instructed the United States Army to place a blockade around every record store in the United States. This blockade will remain in effect until every album is removed and the commercialization of me and my family is stopped. Thank you. Oh, by the way, this coming Friday over most of these same stations, be sure to watch Another Evening with Jackie.
Mr. President, are you really going to go through with this?
Yes, Pierre. I have every intention of making my own comedy album.
Gee, that's a lot of work, Mr. President. Have you started on it?
Let's just say that we are working on something.
Who is writing it?
Well, Adlai has already submitted a couple of very funny monologues.
I wouldn't call his stuff exactly surefire. He's been known to miss.
What do you suggest, Pierre?
Well, look, if you had a labor problem, what would you do?
I would call in the heads of labor, and we would work it out.
Now we're on the right track.
I don't see how labor is going to help us out in this album.
No, I don't mean that. We need an expert in this field.
Oh, you mean someone in show business?
Right. Now, I thought this might come up, so I took the liberty of inviting a man from one of the theatrical agencies. He's waiting outside.
Well, show him in.
Come in, Irv. Mr. President, this is Irving Schultz.
How do you do, Mr. Schultz?
Call me Irv, Mr. President. Now, I know what your problem is. You don't have too much time. You want to make a comedy album. Let's get started right away. Do you do any impressions?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, do you do any imitations of, like, movie stars or some well-known people?
Well, sometimes at parties I imitate Cary Grant.
That's good. That's good. Grant is surefire. Let's hear it.
Well, let's see if I can get it right. Judy, let me say this. Judy,
That's good. That's good. What else have you got?
have you heard my Ed Sullivan? Next week on our show, we are going to have the
Yeah.
entire population of
I
these...
think this is going to be tougher than I thought.
Gee, you got to do something, Irv. The president's got his heart set on this album.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Mr.
Mr. President,
Yes.
that's good. But we need a little more variety. Now, can you tell me stories? And remember this, it's going to be played on radio and television, so you have to watch out. You don't want to offend any minority groups.
Well, I think I have just the right story.
Good, let's hear it.
And let me see if I can remember it now. Oh, yes. So these two men walk into a bar.
To a what?
To a bar. And one man says to the other, you know, I've never worked a day in my life. So the other man said, well, what do you mean?
And the other fellow
And the other man
says,
says, yes.
That's good. It's a good story. I know the joke.
Oh?
Look, you think about it, Pierre will think about it, and I'm going to think about it. And Mr. President,
Yes.
don't call me. I'll call you.
This is the first press conference since the president released his smash hit comedy album. So far, this album has been purchased by 50.1% of the voters. President Kennedy is just coming into the hall. He seems rather pleased.
First of all, I would like to read an opening statement. There is no business like show business. Now then, the first question. Yes.
Samuel Horton, San Francisco Daily Bugle, Mr. President. What do you think your album will do for the country?
Well, let me say this. Do not ask what this album can do for the country, but rather what can this album do for me? Yes.
Charlie Edwards, the Chicago Daily Clarion, Mr. President. Is it true that your brother Bobby is also planning to record?
Well, that's completely false. I had a talk with Bobby, and we decided that he would wait until he is president. Yes.
Joe Brown, Atlanta Gazette. If it's true that your brother Bobby is not going to record an album, then is it possible that your wife, Jackie...
I know a name, thank you.
What I meant, Mr. President, is your wife planning to make an album of her own?
Well, that's completely ridiculous. We have an agreement in our house. I do all the albums, and Jackie does all the television shows. After all, that's the only way to run a democratic government. Now, there's just enough time for one more question. Yes.
Paul Stevens, Variety, Mr. President. I was wondering if you would do us the honor of giving us a few lines from your latest album.
The truth is, I would rather you bought a copy. However, if you insist, I'll do the second cut from the flip side. So these two men walk into a bar, and one man says to the other, you know, I've never worked a day in my life.
There is a funny man.
Yes, and he's not a bad president either.
Mr. President, waiting in the outer office is one of the fellows who does an impression of you.
Oh, good. I've been wanting to meet one of them. Would you ask him to come in, please? How do you do, young man? How do you do, Mr. President? Say, you do sound a lot like me, don't you? Thank you. I was just going to say the same thing to you. Well, the truth, young man, you don't really sound that way, do you? Well, yes, that's true, Mr. President, I don't. But then again, you don't really speak that way, do you? Well, young man, something is going to have to be done about this. Well, Mr. President, that's awfully nice of you to want to do something about it. Yes, young man. Well, why don't you sit here and make yourself at home? I'll be back in a minute. Jackie, would you come here a second? One of the young men that imitates me is waiting in the other room.
Yes, I saw him come in. I thought it was you.
Yes, this has got to stop. I can't have someone running around the country looking and speaking exactly like me.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I've given this a lot of thought, and I'm prepared to make a judgment on this. At the next family meeting, I am going to recommend that we adopt him.
It's going to mean a lot of extra work for me.
Don't be silly, Jackie. He's 35 years of age. He won't be any trouble. He'll eat what we eat. Besides, he'll be good company for Baby John and Caroline.
How are you going to explain to the voters that there's a new member in our family?
Well, I wouldn't worry about that, Jackie. The public is still trying to figure out where Teddy came from.